race number 5 from Auto Club Next Gen by KaiCats. And we come to you a little late here because we're going into the second stage. We already had a very eventful first stage. Fill us in on what happened there, Boost.
Okay, so pretty much there was a lot of lag issues caused to people leaving and joining the race, which causes traffic to turn on, which I've never actually heard of that before. So basically, we had one caution. I think it came just before the first pit window, around 25, I believe it was, 23, 25. And a huge caution for frame rate. A couple people managed to slide through the track, and some were actually out at the track. It happened, I think, a total of 3 more times after that, during the closing end of the race. We had our first pit window. Maggio stayed out, and he threw it all out on the line. He was like, "I'm going to stay out, see what would happen." And thankfully, at that time, they had another lag bubble or whatever it was, and Maggio managed to catch up and stay with the front pack, so he didn't lose any places. After a few more cautions, Jeremy ended up winning stage 1, with Maggio second, Ironman, AJ followed by Turf to round out your top 5.
Well, thank you, Boost. Definitely very eventful. Had some lag issues plague some of these drivers here today, but we think we've cleared up the situation here. And
hopefully.
We're going to line it up, and we're going to get going here for the second stage.
We're going to head to the backstretch.
1 second. Is this just going to be one giant stage at the end of the race? It is? Okay. And I've just been told that they're going to scrap the second stage, and this will just go into the third stage, a 99 lap race to the overall finish.
Okay.
Jeremy, he was strong in the first round as they begin to roll. We'll see what he can do in this stage here. Maggio also, like you said, was strong. So he's looking for some redemption in this stage. To begin to slowly roll it down the front stretch. You'll see the green flag. Once again, remember, there's our points leader, Jeremy, coming to this race, looking for more playoff points. He won the stage. That's another playoff point. Green flag's back in the air. Into turns 1 and 2. Jeremy with the advantage right now. Arman around the outside to the lead. Maggio cuts through the middle to the bottom. He's going to try to fight for the lead here. They're in the wall. Coming down to lead lap 1 is Maggio, just barely. Jeremy gets around him. They're side by side down the back straightaway. They're going to try to take it 3 wide here. AJK is looking to maybe take it 4 wide. Thinks twice. Stays behind him. Smart move there. KaiCats has lost the draft of the front pack a little bit. He had an eventful stage. He was one of those that got caught up in the mess with the frame rate in the last stage.
Now, would you believe it now? Just last week, our man actually won at Alamo Speedway. We were there for that, obviously, for Imagine Motorsports, which has been absolutely dominating this season so far. He won that race and ended a huge drought after only winning 2 races last season.
Wow. Also, last week's finish, we haven't had a chance to mention some controversy. Oh, as Maggio and Jeremy make contact there. That was close.
A little bit of contact, nothing major, just still going.
Close, but no cigar there. But like I was saying last week, the finish controversial since Cartman was ahead at the line. But due to there being no finish line, just like there's no finish line on this track, they gave the win to checkpoint proximity, thus handing the win to Arman. So we'll see. Nothing of that sort happens, but we'll have to stay tuned to find out. As Arman, he's gapped Jeremy a little bit. now a pack of 3 fighting for second here.
Nope. I'm having a hard time getting to where I want to stand.
They're fighting hard, but they're going to have to try to work together here to try to catch our man, because otherwise he's going to pull away. They've got to start getting these runs down the front and back stretch. And look at them coming off the corner, just grazing that wall a little bit. There goes Jeremy. He's got a run here. He's going to try to diamond that corner. Perfect exit.
We got a 1-car breakaway right now. Giraffe has opened it up to about at least a 10-car breakaway.
Yeah, like I was saying, look at Maggio. He's got a run. This is what these guys need to do. They need to hang in here, work together. Don't do anything stupid here and try to catch our man, because he's doing a good job managing that gap. So look back here to Kai, Turf, and DRM. And back to Hammerman and Carmighty, who have lost at the whole field basically. Maggio's trying hard. You can see he's pushing it. He was into the wall there off that corner.
Our still with that breakaway. Hits the wall coming off turn 2.
He's keeping it.
Still trying to catch up.
He's keeping it. He's keeping that gap really nice right now. But like I said, the pack of 3s. Ooh, Jeremy and Maggio there. They need to be working, and they're a little unorganized right now. All they got to do is just be careful. Ooh, AJK almost went 3 wide. He almost went for it. And you see they're racing right now. That is only allowing our man to pull away. And look at the gap he has pulled now.
They do have AJ with them, who is a little less experienced. Great driver, but a little less experienced when it comes to these 2 veterans.
That is true. Maggio and Jeremy definitely have more Sunday experience. Maybe that coming into play right here. And I believe Turf and Kai have broken away from DRM. Let's see if they can try to get something working here. They can catch that pack of 3 fighting for second. In the front straightaway. There's our man. He's on cruise control right now. Is it me, or did Jeremy lose that orange paint scheme that he ran last stage? Ooh, look at Maggio.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, unless his car had been out in the sun too long.
Yeah, it looks like he maybe left his car out in the sun and
turning that orange paint scheme to white.
Yeah, but I gotta say, that white number 66 is looking really good, and you can see Maggio and Jeremy are trying to break away from AJK so they can try to catch our man. If they can shake AJ here, I believe they can catch our man, and they have indeed.
Remember too, we do have lap traffic coming up, so this will play a factor into how our man may or may not be able to get around them.
We do. We're about, I'd say, about a couple laps, maybe 3 laps away from lap traffic here. Our man catching Hammerman and Carmighty. And that's a bird. He's angry. Ooh, look at the run Maggio gets. He almost clipped Jeremy.
Well, this is definitely going to help them too now. They seem to have broken away from AJ, who's falling back now. So now they're going to try to work together to get back up to our man.
Yeah, and they're actually doing a really good job here. Being careful, biding their time. And look, here we go. They diamond the corner. Jeremy hangs back a little bit. He's going to have to get a run down the front stretch. They got to keep doing this. And they are, indeed,
they are making up huge
in.
time on him.
Giraffe has caught the first lap car. He's going to get around at Carmighty, who's going to let him by with ease, it looks like. Hammerman is up next. Carmighty's right in front of Maggio and Jeremy. Let's see how they pick him off. Ooh, close contact between Jeremy and Carmighty. No problem at all. Yeah, but they get around clean, and look at the gap now. It's closed down to within 2 car lengths. Here comes Jeremy. He's got a sniff of the slipstream.
He's loose.
Overcorrects off the corner. Oh, That is
Man,
not
it was
good.
pretty heavy contact there with Maggio.
Yeah, he just gave it a little too much. He gassed it through that corner. Remember, this final corner is a little different than the first corner. You can get really loose coming off of it, and I think Jeremy just tried to put the power down, and he just lost it and overcorrected, kept it together, lost a little bit of the time that they made up, but they're going to have to try it again. We'll see what happens.
A little too early in the stage for this too. You know, you got to realize like we have a long ways to go. I'm not entirely sure what lap we're on, but these guys have been doing a very good job after this since they got away from AJ to work back up to Giraffe. So they got to be a little patient here. You know yourself. You've ran for I don't know how many seasons, but you start to learn after a while that you have to be patient when it comes to this. You can't be aggressive right away.
Patience is definitely key, especially in the situation that Jeremy and Maggio in. We know they're both very aggressive and hardcore drivers out there, but sometimes it's easier to be careful and be patient in these certain types of situations. As you see, Maggio gave it the gas in the turn, and they have
right
caught
there
him.
with him now. Maggio to the lead.
Maggio and Jeremy, they go 3 wide. And now we've got a pretty good race for the lead here.
Getting very dicey.
Yeah, Maggio just gave it the gas in the corner, and he was just able to get into within that slipstream range of our man. And now it's a 3-car battle for the lead. We'll have to be paying attention to pit road because we may be closing in on our first pit window.
I'm gonna go in for a lap count.
The R-Man leads the charge now. Maggio underneath. So is Jeremy. And they're side by side for second. Giraffe gets the slip going into
lap 28, so they are moving almost into the pit window. So this is the final stage, right?
This is the final stage. Due to that delay, they have decided to just call this the final stage of the afternoon. And this was originally planned to be a 200 lap event with 2 stages, 65 and the final stage 70, but it's going to end up being a 65 lap stage and a 99 lap final stage here in this one. We got a great race for the lead, but let's drift back here to now Kai Katz and AJK. Oh, we got a crash!
Oh, right down the back straightaway. That was 2.
It'll be interesting to see what they call on that. I believe it is 3-car wreck.
I don't think that'll be a caution.
Neither do I. It only looked like 2. Carmighty and Kai Katz made contact there going down the back straightaway. Turned Carmighty into the wall, and he was able to correct it. But that was a close call there. That could have been a lot worse. These guys coming up on lap traffic, and you know sometimes lap traffic some guys make it easy, some guys don't make it easy, and I think that was just a situation in where Kai was coming for it, and Carmighty wasn't ready to give it up, and maybe didn't notice he was there, and they made contact. As we see,
there's like contact coming down here in the back straightaway there with Maggio and Jeremy.
Yeah, there's going to be a donut on the side of Jeremy's car. Look at them. They are pushing it in that final corner. They are pushing it so hard that they're just getting into that wall on exit. And it's not doing too much damage to these cars, but still you do not want any damage, especially with how tight these corners are. Tracks like these, you do not want to hit that wall too much. Ooh, look at Jeremy. He gets loose, and there's contact. He's pushing it. I think
very dicey right now. Very dicey.
He had already given it a little too much gas, and he was trying to save it from getting into that wall, and then he ended up over-correcting there again. But they're fine. They're going for it here. Look at our man. He dives to the inside for the lead. These guys have.
I'm gonna head down now into the infield and get to that turn 4 to watch this stuff happen.
3 wide, Jeremy through the middle, and these guys, minus Cartman, really have been the three battling for the championship this season. They've been the three strongest drivers. And when you take Cartman out of the situation, like he's absent this week, it's going to be these three guys who have really shown their skills. And also, last week we saw really a breakout race from one of our own. Timmy had a very good race. He's not here this week.
Yeah, he ran a really good race, pretty much top 5 all night, and had a very good finish, so it's very nice to see that from him every once in a while.
But yeah, the leader's coming up on Carmighty once again here. He's going to be lapped for the second time. It's like Jeremy's going to get around him on the outside. He's hanging in the middle of the track there. Maggio's going to have to get around him on the inside. And this might allow Maggio and Jeremy to break away. But as you can see, Giraffe's able to get into the slip coming off the corner. Let's see. I'm going to pull up Maggio's stream real quick to, yeah, I'm going to just get the lap count from here.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
We're on lap 41 of 99 already. Unless we get a caution, we've gone caution free for 42 laps now.
Oh,
in the stage.
What happened there?
We have an incident between Carmighty and looks like DR maybe. Or
the skid marks on the track. I did miss that one. It looked like Carmighty might have had an issue somewhere.
May have just lost it there off the corner.
Carmighty had an issue somewhere. That was very lame.
Car might have had an issue.
Top 3 here battling for the lead are coming up some more lap traffic.
Yeah, they're coming up on Kai and AJ.
And what looks to be AJ
if they get around Kai and AJ and they can get to turf, that's the entire field that these three guys would have lapped.
In the case of AJ too, he's got to try and stay ahead of Kai Cats because consistently he's been finishing 6th.
Yeah,
so
there is that points factor
we're going to have to
involved.
see what happens. He's currently sitting in 5th place.
They're trying to pick up valuable points. We are... Oh, hold on. We're 11 races away from the playoffs starting. Next week, we're at Los Santos Speedway. So, still a long time for these guys to gain these points, but still, you do not want to be caught off guard in trying to earn points. Jeremy, he's been strong. He's been playing it really smart all season. Same thing with Maggio and Arman. But if some of these guys back here want to have a shot at the championship, they got to stay consistent.
Well, let's go through the field a little bit. I'll start off with Maggio is currently leading. So Maggio, I think he picked up that win in Daytona. He picked up that win in Daytona, right? Or did Jeremy pick that one up?
Maggio ended up getting the win at Daytona, and he's been second for the last 4 weeks.
So Maggio has been in sort of that loop right now. He didn't have such a good finish last week. I think he finished probably 3rd or 4th. For the power rankings here, he was frustrated after having a late caution stacked everyone back up. And he comes up with a 7th place finish. He dominates the race but doesn't finish good. So it wasn't a bad week for Maggio, considering we don't have a lot of drivers in here. So he finished towards the back. But it's not so much of an implication for his playoffs. So we're gonna have to see how this race plays out and heading into the playoffs in just a little over or a little under 12 races.
Here they come. They circle back out of pit road, and Maggio's trying to gap the lead. Maggio and Jeremy. What? Oh, Did they save it?
I think you had a bit of lag on your end.
On my end, it was Giraffe and Jeremy just wrecked down the front stretch, but it looks like it may have been some lag on my end. They keep it going. Wow, that was definitely weird right there. But false alarm, they keep it going. That would have been tragic for those guys. That would have left Maggio all by himself, and we're just over halfway here, and we have not seen a yellow, so wishful thinking. That could have been really lucky for Maggio if that had actually happened there.
I noticed your mic had a bit of an issue there when you're calling that. You said they were wrecking. I was watching these guys go down the front straightaway, but I didn't see anything happen on my end, so there was some lag on yours.
Yeah, a little lag on my end. I'm not in my normal setting. But as we talk about that, Maggio and Giraffe have pulled away from Jeremy. Now a 2-car breakaway.
You have us to give us an update there on Giraffe as we are going through the field. He is sitting in second.
Giraffe, he's been really consistent all season. He picked up that first win last week with the checkpoint proximity controversy. He was second at Atlanta. Other than that, he's been really the third or fourth best car all season. When you take Cartman out of the picture, he's really been the third best next to Maggio and Jeremy. Arguably, maybe even the second best, because he has been really consistent, just a little bit more consistent than Maggio has all season. Maggio's had some bad luck, and while we're talking about him, let's go back to Jeremy. Jeremy's sitting in third place, picked up that win at Atlanta. He's got a couple other second place finishes, including at Daytona and Shady, and I believe he finished fourth last week at Alamo. And he is currently the points leader. He's definitely been the most consistent all season.
It really just has been those two top dogs, other than Cartman showing his face last week, and it's really just been Jeremy and Maggio for these past couple of races.
Yeah.
As Kyle almost loses it, or Turf almost loses it coming out of turn 4. But it's just been mainly those two. Giraffe got a win last week. He's been doing very well this week, sitting currently first, battling with Maggio. But as we look to Turf, he has 5 wins in the series. Had a very good season last season. Made it into the playoffs. Currently this season, but sitting in a very, very well-deserved 4th place, just ahead of Kai Cats. So if he can sort of keep this trend going and maybe catch up to the front pack, maybe work with them, get a little more aggressive towards the end of the race, he might be able to make something happen.
Yeah, he's had a lot of bad luck this season, and who does that remind you of? Reminds me of a guy who's currently sitting in 7th in points in TNS right now. He's had some bad luck this season.
It kind of goes both ways for both me and you. I have not been having the best season myself, but
I think if we had to compare seasons, I think your season would be very similar to our man. You've been right there, close but no cigar. Got 1 win on the season so far. Had an incredible season last season, but just kind of hanging in there this season.
We bring it back to you for an update on Kai Cats.
He's been absent a couple weeks, but he's been hanging in there. He's holding his own right now. This obviously being his track. He's one of the more experienced drivers. Hell, he built the track. He's sitting right here in a comfortable top 5 position. Had some bad luck at Daytona. And nothing else really to show for stats-wise this season, but this is a very impressive run. We'll look to see how he continues this race.
And you think too, Kai's been around for a long time. Very little wins. He has a couple wins in his Friday Hot Ring Series, but really has not done anything besides maybe a couple wins here and there, a couple top 5s. But he is definitely probably the driver in this field with probably the second most, besides myself and you, who are commentating, obviously, but probably the second most experience out of anyone, with Jeremy obviously having the most.
I'm sure Kai had definitely been around, been in the community for a long time. One of the all-time great creators. Definitely will be in the Hall of Fame at some point or another. He's doing really well today. We move back to AJK here, running in 6th. We were talking about him. He's got to try to get around Kai, trying to get that top 5 position to collect as many points as possible. He's sitting 5th in points right now, just behind Turf. 44 points out of the lead. Doesn't have any stage points or playoff points so far. Having kind of a solid season, but also nothing too flashy to show for it. So maybe he can look to improve. He ran really well in the last stage, and ran really well earlier. But he's about to get lapped right now once again.
As I brought up there earlier, Vapid, he's sitting in that magic number 6 position, which he has finished in quite recently, quite a few times.
We go turn it back to the leaders. Maggio gets underneath our man. They're still going at it for the lead. Let me get a quick lap check here. 1 second. It's lap number 70 out of 99, so we're winding down here. Just about 20 laps to go, or rather 30 laps to go. No, we do go caution free at lap 90. So it will be interesting to see whether or not we do get a yellow. We've gone caution free this stage so far. They're coming up on AJK right now, trying to put him a lap down. And he will surrender. He'll surrender to the blue flag and let the leaders by. Next man up is Kai to get lapped here. And Jeremy, after having such a strong afternoon, he's fallen way back as he slams a wall coming off that corner. He's looking for any bit of luck here, maybe to catch a caution.
Field is so widespread right now, it'll be hard pressed to get one.
Yeah, I don't see a caution coming out unless some of these guys start getting packed up here, but as far as I see it, unless somebody goes out of the track or what, I don't see us getting yellow. It's a good possibility
too. Right now we have Kai Cats and Carmody battling, and we have Maggio and Giraffe catching them.
This could be interesting here. This could be a little 4-car pack here. These guys are battling. The leaders are battling.
They do not have to give way.
That is a good point. And then there's also 2 cars ahead of them, is DRM and Turf. So we could see things change here very quickly. Things always do change very quickly here. The leaders are going to get these lap cars right here in this corner. See how easy. Oh, our man squeezes Kai into the wall.
Oh, wow.
That was close. That could have been
3
a yellow
wide
right
down
there.
the front straightaway.
And the leaders are going to get by him. Kai's going to try to hang on with him. And they are just going to leave Kai and Carmody. Impressive run for these 2 leaders so far. They've got some more lap traffic coming up. It's Turf and DR. Uh-oh. Almost fell on the track here. These 2, I tell you, these 2 leaders are just doing everything right now. They are being aggressive, but being they're being careful. They haven't been too aggressive with these lap traffic. As you see, they get around DR and Turf with ease. Blue skies ahead. Next car on track.
Actually, I didn't realize it here. It seems like Jeremy is the next one to get lapped, and he's sitting in that 3rd position.
Yeah, these guys are going to end up lapping the entire field again. And like you said, they get to Jeremy. That is 3rd place. And they're just about a straightaway down from Jeremy. So a dominating performance here late for these guys. And if you're Jeremy, what do you do here? Do you just give up easily? Do you try to hang on? What do you do?
Well, at this point, you gotta remain calm. You gotta be in that mindset that hopefully there's gonna be a caution, something that would come out.
Jeremy's he's got to remember that that's still third place. That's not like he's losing. He's not losing anything from them. He's still got a good gap.
It's definitely not the end of the world. Not in his situation. I mean, like I said, he's got what 1-2 races won already this season. He's looking good for those playoff points, and sitting pretty good in the standings. So, to have one race with a mistake, I mean, it's not like it's gonna, it's not the end of the world. You gotta think ahead a little bit. You can't base one race towards the rest of your season. You just got to take that and come back stronger next week.
So unfortunate that Jeremy, he lost the slipstream. He lost these two guys, and he's about to be put a lap down if he's not careful enough. Hammerman is the next car to be lapped. Right ahead of him is obviously Jeremy. Kind of staying stagnant right now, the gap between Jeremy and these lap cars, though. I feel like at this stage in the race, and they're this far ahead, I think that it might be time for Giraffe and Maggio to maybe start racing a little harder. They still got to work together. Still a chance of a caution coming out. They're not caution-free yet, so if they want to get there, they're still going to have to play smart here. And I think they might be doing just that. But if they really wanted to, they could race here.
Well, what do we have for laps remaining?
1 second, let me get a lap check once they cross the line here. But I believe we're within 15 laps. As you see, Maggio dives underneath into the grass a little bit to make the pass on Giraffe. They're on lap number 88 of 99, so they're about 3 laps away from going caution-free here. And Jeremy, look at him. He's trying everything he can, trying to get every bit of speed out of that number 66 car that he can to try to stay on the lead lap here. But the leaders are coming hard. And look at Maggio. There's the first sign there. Goes down to break the draft a little bit, maybe. First sign that these guys are getting ready to race each other. Here we go. They got 1 lap until they go caution-free. Maggio does not decide to try to break the draft down the backstretch. And here we go, coming out of these corners.
And get caution-free, 10 to go.
And we will not see a yellow in this final stage. Here we go. The drafting sequence got kind of messed up there. As you see, Giraffe went underneath Maggio. Decided not to stay behind.
Definitely going to save Jeremy some time here.
Yeah, Jeremy, and he's now putting AJK another lap down as well, which means the leaders are going to put him 2 laps down if and when they get to him. But all eyes are on these 2 leaders. If this was a
real-life situation, Jeremy right now is doing a very good job of trying to stay at least the first car 1 lap down. And even if he gets lapped, there's still multiple cars, multiple laps down. So he's still going to be in that lucky dog position, again, if this was a real-life situation.
Look at Giraffe. He goes down to try to break some of the draft. Try to save some time here. Oh, they make contact a little bit down the front stretch. You just got to be careful. They do have that gap, but you do not want to lose any bit of time here. Big run down the back straightaway. Maggio sliding it in these corners. They're going to come up on AJK here and put him another lap down. AJK obviously surrenders. This time by, we'll have 5 laps to go in the race. Will they lap Jeremy? As you can see, they're driving it in hard off that corner. Intensity's picking up here for these guys. Look at Arman, tries to get that angle in the corner. They're both in the wall. Contact. Down the back straightaway. Here we go, this time by. They're both into the wall again. 4 laps to go.
Strong possibility that Jeremy might be able to keep his lap.
He just might here. These guys are definitely not working together anymore. They're side by side coming into turns 3 and 4. Maggio backs it down a little bit. He's going to get a run going down here to the front straightaway. 2 laps to go. It's going to get dicey here. I think Jeremy, he's going to get to keep his lap here. There's 3 cars under a blanket right there. But we're not paying attention to them. We're paying attention to these leaders because they're coming around this corner. They're going to see the white flag. One to go. Oh, they made contact. They almost
huge
wrecked.
Contact.
1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One
Maggio's
Bank.
going to play it smart here. This is where experience comes over and takes over. Maggio might
Down at the bottom,
be going to the outside. He's going to have advantage on him.
I think he's got it here. He's going to get the slip.
He's going to have it. He's got slipstream.
Maggio's going to win at Auto Club. Smart play there. He caught the lap traffic at the right point in time. Was able to get their slip and hang on for the win. It's going to be
At
his
first,
second win.
I didn't think he was going to make a move that early, but then I thought about it. He went immediately to the outside, which means he would have had better momentum off the center of the corner, and our man would have had to give him position anyway.
That is true, but definitely a hard-fought battle between those 2 guys.
Definitely.
Great race. We saw a great finish there, another great finish in this series. And in a second, we'll get a chance to talk to our race winner. He was intended to be our in-race reporter today, but we didn't get coverage of the first stage. So we'll talk with him in just 1 second. Maggio, go to party chat real quick.
There he is.
All right, here we go. Well, Maggio, do you have a copy? Well, that was a hard-fought battle we saw between you and our man there. You were able to come down with your 2nd win on the season. Tell us how you did it. Well, coming into this race, Maggio, you were 24 points out of the overall points lead, but you did have those 7 playoff points, which is 1 more than Jeremy. So big night for you, big night of points for you tonight. And Jeremy, he won the stage, but you got those 5 bonus points for the win. I'm not sure. Well, anyway, all right, well, thanks for talking to us, Maggio. This week's edition kind of got a little wacky because we didn't get to the first stage, but next week we'll be back with full coverage, and we'll see you then.